strictly a movie pile, pickups, purchases, stuff, video. Where the fuck do I even start? I have a lot of them. God damn it, where did I put all of them? Okay, I got them all here. Alright, first up, let's see. These are not in order. This movie is The Intruders, and it was not bad. It was a little disjointed, but okay. Definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen, but not the best. It's worth a look, at least, at the very least, worth a look. This movie, Julia, I don't remember anything about it other than it's like a revenge movie, sort of. Yeah, it is a revenge movie. It's like a rape revenge movie, but it has some kind of pretentious crap added onto it, which I wasn't too fond of, but it made it different enough than the typical I Spit on Your Grave and its ilk. I think it was trying to aim for Ms. 45 territory and missed the mark very badly. And those are not intentional puns, by the way. We picked this one up recently. It is called Scream at the Devil. No idea what this is. We haven't watched it yet. This one I picked out myself. It's called Shockwave. What is it? Shockwave Dark Side, and it has some of the cheapest looking space suits you'll ever see in a movie, especially one that was made in 2016. What else can I say about this? I haven't watched it yet. I've watched the trailer, and yeah, it's got some pretty cardboard looking spacesuits in it, and that's actually the artwork on the cover is what drew me to it, because I knew it couldn't live up to this. So anyway, that goes into the pile of to watch stuff. So as does the next. We got this one a while back. It's called The Haunting of Ellie Rose, and you can just imagine from the cover that this is complete shit. It is British. I learned that from IMDb. I picked up Supernatural Season 8 for my wife because she loves that series and has been a big fan of it ever since it first aired. She watched it from the first episode, and I'm trying to get the other 2 box sets for her right now as we speak, but I've been having to put it off. We recently got this movie, The Boy. It's pretty good. It's not the type of horror that you would expect out of a horror movie. It's very slow paced and slow burn. It's good though. It has good acting, and it is mildly fucked up and disturbing. Your mileage may vary, but I thought it was a good movie, and it's worth checking out. Picked up Batman Bad Blood. Haven't watched this yet. I expect it to be pretty cool. Let me just put these in order here, because I want to go over these very quickly. Okay, so I've had this on my to buy list for a very long time, since like 2010 or 11, when it actually was like still kind of like it wasn't released yet, and there was some online buzz created for it, and that is Manborg. This is a love letter to 1980s Empire Pictures. If you've seen The Eliminators, this is very much in a similar vein to The Eliminators, and it's also kind of like CD-ROM video games from the 90s, and it shows. It wears its influences on its sleeve. If this movie were actually trying to be serious and not kind of silly, it would work. I think it would work within the context and confines of its budget limitations. It still works as a silly movie. It's not entirely silly, but it's silly. say the least. And it is, like I said, it's been out for a while, so some of you probably have seen it by now. It also has a hilarious fucking short film on there called BioCop, which is actually just a trailer for a fake movie called BioCop, and you can look that up on YouTube and watch that, and it's a laugh riot. Next is Samurai Cop. This is the out of print version that Media Blasters put out a long time ago, back in like 2004. This movie is from '92, and this has a commentary track by Joe Bob Briggs. This was hot off of the heels of the very successful and popular commentary track that Joe Bob Briggs provided for the Millennium edition of I Spit on Your Grave. And so there were several movies that had Joe Bob Briggs commentary tracks on them in response to how well that was received. The director of I Spit on Your Grave actually wrote a letter to Joe Bob Briggs thanking him for that commentary that he did for that, which was actually very cool. But I digress. By the way, hilarious movie. Check it out. Very funny. I also picked up this 4-disc Critters collection. These movies are silly and stupid, and I've only seen the first 2. That's when I stopped. But the third one has Leonardo DiCaprio in his first film role. I think he was on a TV show prior to that. One of the things I hate about these is sometimes you get the middle that flips and has the 2 discs in the middle, but this one is just all 4 DVDs stacked on top of each other, and I hate that. It reeks of cheapness. But these are budget releases, and I'll show you. Here's one I recently picked up. I got it specifically because it's the 2 worst Superman movies besides Superman Lives and Man of Steel. I hate those movies, but Superman 3, can't really go wrong with that because it's terrible, and it has Richard Pryor in it, whom I love. And Superman 4 is just a crazy clusterfuck of stupidity, and I do have a soft spot for it because it's the only one of this whole series that I ever actually truly watched a lot of when I was a kid. I think it was because it was on Showtime or Cinemax a lot when I was growing up. I also watched that Helen Slater Supergirl movie because it was on cable all the time also. And here's a case of, the flipper being there instead of them being stacked up. And that was out of the $5 bin at Walmart. So I got another stack here. These are Blu-rays. Same time I picked up the Supernatural box set. I got this Ex Machina. We have not watched this yet. This has Poe Dameron and General Hux in it, so that's pretty cool. This looks like a very good movie, and I'm really wanting to watch it, but it's a matter of when my wife is in the mood to watch some of these things. And then I also picked up Crimson Peak, Guillermo del Toro gothic horror. I'm gonna have to give this one a second look because I was kind of falling asleep when I was watching it. It is very, very verbose, and just very slow paced, and I didn't quite get what the whole point of it was. I will check it. I'll give it a second chance. I don't immediately hate it, but it wasn't as gripping as I expected it to be. I was very much looking forward to it, and I kind of feel a little tiny bit burned about it, not living up to my expectations. But what am I gonna do about that shit? It's not the movie's fault. Here's another fantastic science fiction movie here. It is Children of Men, if you can't read. It's right there on the fucking cover. This is an excellent film. definitely check this out. It is pretty socially relevant right now to what is going on in the world with the the refugee situation. It's definitely very interesting because that movie was made quite a few years ago, and now it's got some relevance to it. It did then, but even more so now. I also picked up Jane Fonda in Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy. This is on Netflix, you can watch that there, but I wanted to have this on Blu-ray because I want to watch it in high def. Not everything on Netflix is high def. And that's American Netflix, by the way. That's a good movie. It's fun. It's cheesy. Another classic science fiction is Logan's Run with Jenny Agutter and this has Michael York, who is if you've seen Austin Powers movies, he's Austin Powers' boss, and he's the star of the movie. It's also got a young Farrah Fawcett in it, and this is a cool movie. Love it. And some more fun sci-fi here. I grabbed Space Raiders. If you notice, the cover of this looks a little bit like Ice Pirates. This is a Roger Corman production, and what they basically did was recycled the music and a lot of the props and shots from Battle Beyond the Stars, which was Roger Corman's answer to Star Wars. This is also a little Star Wars-y, but not as much. This came out in 1983. I saw this when I was a kid at my daycare center that I went to. We had what they called a camp in, which was basically just like a big sleepover at the daycare center, and they would bring in a VCR and a TV, and they would rent a movie from the video store, and they rented this, and we all thought it was Ice Pirates. I think that was kind of like, isn't this a comedy? But it wasn't. This was just this crazy movie with some space aliens and a bunch of dudes running around shooting at people and stealing stuff, and there's a kid that tries to catch a bug at the beginning of the movie. It's a little stop motion bug. Cool movie. Not very great. You can probably watch it for free on YouTube in VHS quality. I got the Blu-ray version of Samurai Cop. It's amazing how much they cleaned this up compared to the other version that I showed a few minutes ago. This is the special edition version from Cinema Epoch, and this has commentary tracks and some other stuff, and this looks great by comparison. Had to pick it up. In addition to that, I got Samurai Cop 2. This is available at retail, surprisingly. The first Samurai Cop is only on Amazon, as far as I understand. Got most of the surviving cast in this from the first movie to appear in here, as well as Tommy Wiseau. He has a part in this. Pretty funny. I haven't watched it all yet, not in its entirety, but I have watched it. And let's see. One I forgot upstairs is Red Letter Media's Feeding Frenzy, which cost me a good chunk of change on Amazon because it's out of print. And in addition to that, I picked up Space Cop on Blu-ray from Red Letter Media. I had Mike and Jay sign this. See their signatures up there, which they kindly did. And they're dropping stuff everywhere. Dropping stuff as opposed to throwing stuff. I now cannot find the box to Street Fighter Cross Tekken because I don't know where the fuck it landed. So anyway, those are a bunch of movies that I got, and I will be probably talking about this is the one that I was going to talk about. Talk about Manborg a little bit more. in the future here. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to do that, but I'll be getting on that soon. I also got a bunch of toys that I want to show you guys, and that's pretty much it as far as pickups go. Except I will give you a little sneak preview or something. These are Build-A-Figure parts of the Ultimate Green Goblin. Why do I have 2 torsos? Well, I actually have 3. And that is because I had to piece it together. So, that being said, if you can't figure out where that is going, then there's no hope for you. So, I will catch you guys next time. Sorry about the repetition of pickup videos and stuff. Like I've been saying, I've been planning on doing other things, but I just haven't gotten around to it. The mood has to hit me, and I am a slacker, and I am not necessarily the most motivated person in the world when it comes to things like that. But they're right there, and I want to do this, but I gotta clean them up first. And that'll be that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.